Yo, the monster in the third segment of this movie is straight up the Cyber Chase monster in Scooby-Doo. Do you guys remember Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase? And then at the end of that segment, there's this woman that just gets completely just murdered and disemboweled, and everyone's just like, oh my god. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So VHS 85. Let's start with, hey Shudder, fuck you, huh? Dude, I was waiting for 3 hours trying to play this movie. This is ridiculous. I was losing my mind. This movie was supposed to drop at 12 a.m. October 6th. Bro, I was ready, bro. I bought wine, weed. I was f***ing pre-gaming for this shit, bro. I was so hyped. And then 12 o'clock came. I saw the poster on the Shudder app, and then I clicked in. It's like,
try refreshing page. Try again at a later time. I'm like,
Hey! I want to watch it now!
what the f***, man? Hey, Shudder, you can't handle a little bit of traffic? I mean, this is an Avengers, for God's sake. What the f*** happened? I could play anything else on Shudder but VHS 85. And I wasn't the only one. The comments on the page, no one could start. What happened, bro? First of all, Shudder's never sponsoring me in the future. But bro, yo, I was there just drinking and just being so mad. Like, what is happening? So I ended up passing out, waking up, then starting the movie at like around 8 a.m. when it was actually working. So already pissed. And part of the reason why I was really excited for this movie is because there was a lot of good directors associated with this project. You got guys like David Bruckner, who did The Night House, which was pretty big, and he also directed The Ritual, which is one of my favorite horror movies. Then you got guys like Mike Nelson, who did Wrong Turn, and Scott Derrickson, who directed The Black Phone, which I was a big fan of. So I was like, okay, this movie got potential. Like, maybe these directors got some cool stuff in store for us. But unfortunately, I felt like this movie had a lot of potential, and that potential just really went nowhere. The movie starts off with this like wraparound story, which we'll get to, but then it starts with like the first official segment, if you will, and it's kind of like a throwback to Friday the 13th. There's a bunch of friends that go camping out to this lake, so I was like, okay, we're gonna get a bunch of references to 80s horror movie because it's VHS 85, which take place in the 80s. So I was like, I'm already prepared for this. And as soon as the gunshots start going off, I was all in. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Everything is hectic, and I was super captivated, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then the people that were shot are still alive, and someone's like, maybe it's something in the water, it's contaminated, and I was like, okay, this could be an interesting direction to take it in. But then it just stops there. Like, it doesn't lead to anything. They never expand on that water thing, and I'm just like, okay, well, on to the next. The next segment is about a broadcast that's in like Mexico, I believe, or some Latin country that speaks Spanish. And then like there's an earthquake, and then the people are trying to survive the earthquake. And then there's like this demon that is summoned, and then there's human sacrifice. And to me, I would have to say this would probably have to be the standout segment of the movie, just because like it reminds me a lot of Wreck, and I love that movie, which is also a Spanish movie, but it is very similar. And this is gonna sound extremely weird, but bro, I meditate, and the meditation music channel that I follow on YouTube, the thumbnail is always some like weird quadruple armed lady or something like this that's very similar to the demon in the movie. So when I saw the demon, I was just like, oh, that's the bitch I meditate to. Anyways, there's also some titties in this segment, so there's that. And then I'm not quite sure what comes after that. Is it the technology segment, or is it like the wraparound segment with like the girl and like the family that does the big shootout? Like there's this huge shootout in the movie. And I thought like the segment at first was kind of cool because like they wrapped it around to the first segment. I was like, oh, it's that girl that shot all the people in the lake. And like, okay, this is cool. But then the cops come and then shoot everyone. And then I'm kind of confused because like this doesn't die. And she shoots herself and she doesn't die. And then they like just take her away. And you're just like, what happened after that? I don't know. And it's like the same thing. It's like maybe she got contaminated in the water. You know, like the people in the first segment didn't die when they got shot. So maybe like, I don't know. That's a lot of this movie. It's just like it had an interesting idea, and then it's just, I don't know. But then we get to the VR technology segment, which, hey, this is my favorite. Oh my god, this segment, hey. This segment talks about iPhones. Hey, movie's called VHS 85. There's no iPhones. Movie takes place in the 80s. There's no VR. I mean, this is ridiculous. The 80s barely just got into gaming with like the Pong game, let alone iPhones. And then the guy, she shows them her like inventor friend who invented VR gaming. Hey, what you doing? Huh? VHS 85. What's going on? And I haven't even gotten to the best part. And listen, look, I get it might be like a throwback to Tron. Like, didn't the first Tron movie come out in the 80s with Jeff Bridges? And it kind of has that like same background with the games. But aside from that, she summons this like technology VR demon. And bro, this is my favorite part. Don't get it twisted. This is my favorite part. Bro, this demon, I swear I could not stop thinking about Scooby-Doo Cyber... Dude, this is the monster in Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. I couldn't stop thinking about Scooby-Doo, bro, which, by the way, that's a fantastic movie. That's one of the best Scooby-Doo movies out there, okay? You guys, all right? By the way, I just rewatched some of this live-action Scooby-Doo movies with Matthew Lillard. Bro, those movies are fantastic, man. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I'm going to make videos on those movies. You just wait, bro. Those movies are way better than this movie. But back to this segment, the woman ends up like dying from this VR demon, and she gets like dismembered, and she's bleeding and screaming, and she ends up dying in a horrific way. And everyone's just like, oh my god. I was just like, I don't know what I just watched. What was this? Then we get to the next segment, which is Dream Kill, which is directed by the guy who did Black Phone. And he said that it's set in the same universe as the Black Phone, which I have no idea what that means. If you guys know what that means, comment down below. But anyways, it's the whole twist of this plot is that like the police found these tapes that are like filmed in the near future. So they're seeing like all the acts, and then like apparently the police's partner is the killer. And then there's this big shoot. Dude, this segment for me was all over the place. I did not like it. Maybe if it was like a full-fledged movie and they had a little bit more time to flesh out the characters, like maybe it could have been something interesting. But other than that, it was just like, what were they going for? It felt like Minority Report kind of in a horror way. But then at the end, there was like this shootout in the police station, which felt like Terminator. And there's this goth kid in the middle. Hey, by the way, this guy looked like the goth version of Zoolander. For real. There was a couple good murder scenes in this one that was like intense and like, whoa, like that was visceral a little bit. But other than that, it's alright. Finally, we conclude with the wraparound story, which is really what I want to talk about, because this is the director I was really hoping would nail it in this movie, David Bruckner. I love The Ritual. I've heard great things about The Night House. But in this segment, I felt as though it was a throwback to The Thing. I mean, it was so blatantly obvious. I mean, an alien that simulates or copies other people. Let me think of another movie that does that. Wait a minute. So yeah, I felt like it was not that original. However, then like there's so many stupid moments in this one. Dude, there's so many stupid moments in this one. The guy lets the guy into the monster, and when like he gets attacked, he gets out, doesn't close the door, doesn't try to cut off the tentacles, and then at one point is just like, fuck it, let him go. I mean, such a piece of shit, you know? And then goes running, neither of them close the door. Stupid. Then like he's trying to talk to it at the end to like, and then he gets killed. Thing goes back and it's like emulating this like 80s fitness dance routine. So, you know, maybe there was a cool idea brewing in there, but at the same time, it was just way too derivative from The Thing. Look, man, it just might be the worst one. It just might be the worst movie in the franchise. Okay, it's that one or it's VHS Viral. It's certainly not one of the best ones. Comment down below if you guys want to see like me rank the franchise. But other than that, I thought this movie had a lot of potential. Look, man, I wanted to like this movie. Okay, I love VHS, so I'm trying so hard to defend it. But at the end of the day, I can't deny the truth, which is it's unoriginal garbage. It's just getting to the point where it's like there's only so much we can do with this, and we're starting to feel that now. Obviously, I'm gonna watch these movies till the day I die because this is my franchise. I love it. I still enjoyed myself, but I would definitely have to say there's been a decrease in the quality for sure. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you guys watch VHS 85. Did you think it was one of the best ones in the franchise, or is it one of the weaker ones in the franchise? Let me know down below. As always, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.